We know only too well that what we are doing is nothing more than a drop in the ocean. But if the drop were not there, the ocean would be missing something. Mother Teresa, r/ask Reddit by Planet Reddit, what is the best way to get someone to stop talking to you without being rude? This is not a productive area of discussion. But in all seriousness, I used to have a coworker that would cut people telling him rumors off with "why are you telling me this?" and it seemed to work pretty well. Not sure how rude you'd consider it, but it stopped talabarers in their tracks. It's definitely rude, but it's a good rude. Some conventions shouldn't be pandered to. I think the person gossiping is more rude. I don't feel like asking someone "why are you telling me this?" is rude, especially if they are needlessly gossiping in the workplace. This doesn't sound like it's any more my business than it is yours. Original is better because it puts the onus on them to explain why, and they'll realize they don't have any answer other than that they are being shitty and gossiping, even if no behavior change comes from it. If you tell them that directly, most people would just get defensive. I have to return some videotapes and leave immediately. Edit, no need for rewards. The compliments were sufficient, Louis. I can't believe that Price prefers McDermott's card to mine. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Oh my god, it even has a WATERMARK. Do you like Phil Collins? I've been a big Genesis fan ever since the release of their 1980 album, Duke. Before that, I really didn't understand any of their work. Too artsy, too intellectual. It was on Duke where Phil Collins' presence became more apparent. I think Invisible Touch was the group's undisputed masterpiece. It's an epic meditation on intangibility. At the same time, it deepens and enriches the meaning of the preceding 3 albums. Christy, take off your robe. Listen to the brilliant ensemble playing of Banks, Collins, and Rutherford. You can practically hear every nuance of every instrument. Sabrina, remove your dress. In terms of lyrical craftsmanship, the sheer songwriting, this album hits a new peak of professionalism. Sabrina, why don't you dance a little? Take the lyrics to Land of Confusion. In this song, Phil Collins addresses the problems of abusive political authority. In Too Deep is the most moving pop song of the 1980s, about monogamy and commitment. The song is extremely uplifting. Their lyrics are as positive and affirmative as anything I've heard in rock. Christy, get down on your knees, so Sabrina can see your asshole. Phil Collins' solo career seems to be more commercial, and therefore more satisfying, in a narrower way. Especially songs like In the Air Tonight, and Against All Odds. Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it. But I also think Phil Collins works best within the confines of the group than as a solo artist, and I stress the word artist. This is Sussudio, a great song, a personal favorite. Well, we have to end Apartheid for one. And slow down the nuclear arms race, stop terrorism and world hunger. We have to provide food and shelter for the homeless, and oppose racial discrimination, and promote civil rights, while also promoting equal rights for women. We have to encourage a return to traditional moral values. Most importantly, we have to promote general social concern and less materialism in young people. Try getting a reservation at Dodge now, you fucking stupid bastard. BRB and never BB. Dad, I'm going out to get some milk. Lem just grab my groceries suitcase, and I'll be off. In the UK you slap your thighs, announce back quote, right and stand up to leave. Edit, thank you for the gold. Can confirm it's the rules. Edit, where's my gold? Edit 2, thank you for my gold. You are a kind stranger. Right, we should get back to work. Right, we should go get something to eat. Right, time for a cup of tea. It's like the domestos of conversations, killers 99.9% of them. It's always so awkward when they don't respond to your back quote right, and you have to repeat it. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to take this *PULLS phone out of the pocket and bash yourself in the forehead till past OUT*. You're going to have to leave because I'm going to have to pretend to take a phone call. Hello. No. They won't take the hint. I'm using this now. This is awesome. Don't actually use this. If you cannot get a word in, the best thing to do is drop something which typically leads the person to stop talking, giving you a break to say that you forgot that you needed to do something. Man, with people like that I usually just throw out a "man, that's wild" and turn away. Edit, it's always the comments you least expect. Man Reddit, you're wild. Man that's wild. Hey, where'd he go? Must have been the wind. Sorry, can I stop you right there and then walk away quickly? I love doing this, sorry, but can I just stop you there? They're waiting for you to say something. But you don't. My favorite is where I'll make a quiet ringing noise or whistle, jam my hand into my pocket, take it out like, look at it, say I'm sorry, I really have to take this, hold my thumb up to my ear with my finger pointing at my mouth like an old flip phone, say hello. Oh dear, that is rather serious, and, turning back to the person, sorry I'll just be a minute, and walk away talking to my imaginary phone call. Please tell me you've actually tried this. I would love to know the outcome. If it's a joke it's great, if it's true it's legendary. Many times. Mostly in jest. Though once on a balcony in Barcelona at a Halloween party, I spoke the 3 words of Catalan I know, and some young pretty teacher lady started fawning all over me, saying how she was going to teach me the language, and she would not shut up about how she's a teacher, and that she was going to teach me, that I'd be her protoege, and how she was a teacher and the kids she taught, and how she was going to teach me, and how she was a teacher. It was annoying and awkward. My girlfriend at the time wasn't too far away, so I cut her off mid-sentence for the imaginary phone call and left her with her jaw on the floor. My trick at the office is just keep them talking while I walk. Then we miraculously end up in their office. Then I just turn around, walk back to my office. I do this one all the time. Especially I'm walking out of the office, during a break, or at end of day, just continue walking until you reach an exit or street you can cross onto which is the opposite of the direction they are going. You need to be a bit smart about this though. Ask them where are you heading now to identify your escape path. I'm starting to wonder how many people have used this exact strategy on me. No dude, I'm sure no one. So, where are you heading now? You know where he is going. He is going in the exact opposite direction. Put any random object to your ear and say hello. Oh, it's for you, then hand them the thing. Get a button that is always hooked up to your phone's Bluetooth system. Pressing the button makes your phone ring. Take the call and walk away. Japanese phones used to have this on a hardware level. Pretense call. Used to have that setting on my old Samsung Taco Light. Just hold the lock button and an unknown number calls. You can get apps that do that. You can open the app. People always look at their phones, so no issue there. Set it for a call in 10 seconds. Put in your pocket and pretend to listen. Then have to take a call. I use this a fair amount. Just search for fake call apps. Just interrupt them and start talking about your thimble collection. This is no thimble. This is Turkish nipple armor. May these always point to the spoils of war. I start talking about my cats. I only have one cat, but I talk about all the cats I've had in my lifetime, and I'm in my late 50s, as if I still have them all. So, it sounds like I have about 10 cats. No matter what they say, I relate it back to a cat story. Oh, wow, that's like that time my polydactyl cat. And, this is always a permanent remedy. In Caddyshack, Chevy Chase was being bored to death by somebody, looked at his wrist, he wasn't wearing a watch, said, "I've got a thing," and walked away. Another one from a movie was, "I just remembered something. You're boring and my legs work." 2 top-notch escape strategies. Are you the other half of my brain? Because this is totally my go-to move. Plus I show pictures. I know, I can't believe everybody doesn't do this. Pictures? Brilliant. I gotta put about 100 of them on my phone. Make a promise for a future conversation. I gotta finish up this, but hey, send me a link to that thing we were talking about, or that's cool, man. Hey, I gotta get back to work, let me know when you beat that level. I agree with this. The only downside to it is that you can end up leading somebody on and making them think you're actually more interested. Sometimes people will be like, oh, they want to be my friend, which might not be true and can create its own problems. True, but I don't think there's any nice way to say, I don't want to talk to you again. Ever. Never ever. Hey, the next time we meet I'll introduce you to this reverse funnel scheme I'm working on. If you don't know the person, act like you don't speak their language. While I was traveling in Leipzig as a college student, got approached by a weirdo who said something to me in German. So I shook my head and tried to leave. He then said in English that he wanted me to buy him alcohol, so I panicked and said solo hablo español, I only speak Spanish. It was a gamble, but it worked, and he shrugged and walked away. Yo, I was once approached by a sketchy stranger in Paris. He started speaking in French, and I was like, no French. So he started speaking in English, and I said no English. So he started speaking in Spanish, which I speak, and I was like, WTF, let me go, and proceeded to escape silently. Just say no, human, and then crab walk away *ZOIDBERG noises lo wub 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 wub. I start signing at them. I can read lips and hear some, but sometimes I'm lazy, especially if I don't have my hearing aids in, and just don't want to talk to them. Confession, my favorite people to do this to are delivery drivers or people who show up at my house randomly. They will come up to the door, which has a huge window, and start talking, and I'll just start signing back. It makes them super uncomfortable, and then they leave. Ha 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 ha. The entire time I was reading this, I thought signing said singing. I couldn't stop laughing. I did too. I started imagining singing, I'm singing in the rain, just signing in the rain, what a glorious day. Now I have that in my head with the tap dancing and all. Hey, I'm bored, let's play the quiet game. I like this lol. Thank you for supporting Planet Reddit. I love you. Subscribe for 3 videos a day.